I'm Brian Celli, Senior Design Showroom Manager for Crestron Electronics.
Nicole McCarran, Director of Business Development at Osbee Industries.
I'm Franco Rivera. I'm the Principal of Franco Rivera Design.
Hi, I'm Barry Schur, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Osbee Industries.
So we're going to be talking about the LG CineBeam projector. Both scenarios here have had an opportunity to see and interact with it, and also work and specify with it. So we're just going to talk about some of the things that you found to be helpful and what it fit in the way of your projects.
LG CineBeam is a very interesting and innovative product. In the ultra-short throw projector, it really illustrates a small form factor that you can use in lieu of either a typical projector or flat screen display. So it's pretty cutting edge. It's 4K, sitting just inches from a wall. It can display an image up to 120 inches diagonal, which is pretty spectacular.
And from a homeowner standpoint, it's very chic looking. Sometimes you wouldn't even know that it's there.
Yeah, that's very important from many homeowners we've talked to.
And sometimes they don't want to see TV on the wall. So this solution right now has become a huge thing for our clients. It goes right off the wall, super simple.
Perfect. Franco, from your design professional perspective, you take blank canvases and make them look amazing. How does a product like the LG CineBeam fit into your design?
Well, it frees up the possibility to do more with the space, that you don't have to have a dedicated wall, a dedicated visual, that you see a television, whether it's on or off, that creates a visual obstacle. In theory, you could put this in front of a window, that you come down with a screen in front of the window, that your furniture plan has a little bit more flexibility and freedom, the approach into the room as well as the overall design vision.
So we're talking about the LG CineBeam and how great it is from a very basic level, but it has some great tech specs, so to speak. So for the nerd and geek in us, if you can help satisfy some of those, what are some of those features that you find are great?
Sure. Aside from its small form factor, it packs a ton of real high-end specifications. It's a 4K laser light engine, which is good for 20,000 hours of use. It's 4K HDR compatible, LG's WebOS operating system on board. So essentially just add power and you've got an image that is absolutely spectacular. It's 2,700 ANSI lumens out of the box, which is super bright. And to Franco's point earlier, you can use it in a room that's got a window in the background if you've got a screen or et cetera in front of it, which is terrific. It connects either wireless through Wi-Fi, connected through an Ethernet port on the back, or you can connect it to a Bluetooth device and stream any of the items in any of those formats as well. Super versatile.
We know in the industry, especially dealing with some different spaces, there's not always an ability to get wire there later. So you mentioned a couple of points that were intriguing. Bluetooth connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity. If you can sneak an Ethernet cable and get LAN connectivity, that's great. Does any of that benefit you for a project?
Absolutely. The versatility is key. Oftentimes you come into a room where the connections aren't where you want them to be, or the furniture plan and schematic changes, and we need to regroup. This allows us the ability, all we need is just to plug into power, and we can reprogram the way that the room is going to be used. In the aspect of new construction or pre-existing construction, this doesn't require, I think, as much remodeling that some of the previous versions of technology were going to pigeonhole us into.
That's a great point, especially in New York City. We deal with
Absolutely.
a lot of historic buildings, co-ops, getting a new wire and having to cut a hole somewhere, that's a no.
And I think that's a great point to the integration plus the design standpoint. You know, in our fields, a lot of people are fearful of the technology, and they're fearful of those holes in their wall, and they're fearful of all the permanent to this. With this solution, it really allows you to move it anywhere. It's a simple plug and play, which I think is a great, safe option.
And then when we're speaking about integrating this piece of technology into a space to allow it to show video, from a technology designer perspective, like Osbee, how do you find that having a piece like this can help scale into other areas of technology?
Well, it's great because the voice capabilities are also pretty unique to this product in that it can handle both Alexa and Google, in addition to your classic home automation system, or even its dedicated remote control for it.
Everyone wants Google and Alexa lately.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hot topic.
It is.
Voice control is one of those items that everybody is the buzz in the.
Well, it's relatable, right?
is
Everyone can go out and buy an Alexa and a Google Home anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah, it's something they're familiar with. You give them something that they're aware of, the guard is down a little bit.
And now it'll control your LG CineBeam as well.
Absolutely. And from a Crestron perspective, we're big on partnerships, and I know that that's important in the industries we're in, period. It's about the relationships. And so when you look at the stronger a relationship can be, whether it's from interior designer to a technology designer working well together, from a manufacturer perspective, creating a product that works with a technology designer and an interior designer to provide to their customer a solution that solves their problems, that is key if you can have those partnerships. And that's a unique one we have with LG on a few levels. We have our ability, we have 4K video distribution where these displays are actually certified and go through a process where they work with those solutions. We're building certified modules with LG, where their modules work with Crestron Home. So what that means is not only is the product an option for the customer, like the LG CineBeam, but also how to make it work and function is even simpler for you to deploy as an integrator.
It's a piece of cake to
Yeah.
deploy. It really, having the partnership with LG and Crestron has made implementation of these products in our clients' residences a piece of cake. It just works out of the box.
And to give you a little insight, a new enhancement that's coming, these displays and the projector have built in their different native apps, and we're able to embedded apps to control those directly through the display.
Great.
So the need for this custom programming and in the past these layers of integration, we're just minimizing the time and the ease of being able to do that.
Perfect.
Simplifying the complex.
That's right. So Franco, room aesthetics are key. Whether it's a challenge from a space that there's no new construction, we have to use what's there, or even when we're trying to design the room. How do you feel a solution like the LG CineBeam can fit into scenarios like that?
The CineBeam allows us more flexibility that we're not controlled as to this is our TV wall, this is our viewing wall. We can come in with different finishes. We could have, whether it's going in place of a window over a view, whether we're coming in with artwork, that the room doesn't have to have a TV on a wall, but we can have an art piece and a screen comes down so that we can actually have more functions within the space. It has a little bit more of an organic flow for how the homeowner ends up using their room later on down the road.
Well, it's a good point because obviously from a traditional display, it's either display or artwork, and that's a huge battle for you as an interior designer.
Exactly.
And from a client's perspective. The CineBeam actually allows you to have both, where you can have your artwork there and a drop-down screen in front of it, regardless of the environment. The ultra-short throw projection allows you to be just a few inches off of the wall in order to get a tremendous size display. And it doesn't have to be a dedicated theater. You could be essentially in a living room. You could be in a den. You could even use this product in a bedroom if the application were sufficient.
And still have a wide viewing area. You're not stuck with a small TV in a bedroom. You could still have the cinema experience in your bedroom.
Exactly.
Or whatever room of the house was appropriate.
And you don't have to worry about large, potentially cumbersome lifts or drop-down mechanisms that are very expensive, and you need a lot of infrastructure to be able to support.
One home that we recently completed together, we were limited when we had the theater seating. This wasn't a dedicated theater, but the seating was raised up on tiers, and the head height in the back didn't allow us much clearance to come down with a projector. And so we were able to integrate this into a console in the front, so we still had a wide theater experience with the limited ceiling height space.
Perfect application. And it's a laser engine, so you're getting super bright, super clear 4K images right there.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
We're talking a lot of times about new construction or existing spaces moving forward, but there are applications for projects maybe in the past that either were settled for or it was decided not to do anything because there wasn't a real option. And now with the LG CineBeam, it might open up the doors to go back to some projects, to a homeowner and tell them, hey, you were on my mind. I saw something that I think would apply to your space. And a homeowner would always love that someone's thinking about personally their home
Solving
and
their
making it better
problem,
and
right?
solving their problem.
It's a great problem solver. It's a great thought out product as well. It really spans the gamut of solutions for display.
And you can refresh the room without major construction.
That's right.
which is huge.
And that's usually not the direction technology goes.
Exactly.
Usually in the past, technology was the enemy because there's something new out, but you don't have an ability to go back to somewhere that maybe was done 5, 8, 10 years ago and apply that new technology. It would require, as you were mentioning, a lot of change having to happen.
Walls and ceilings, cabling.
Exactly. And that's just not a direction many people want to go in.
Right.
Provides a very fast implementation as well.
That's right.
And whether it's thought out well in advance and integrated into the design of the room or a refreshed design, it's a terrific product for each.
When someone has a home that's aged a little bit and you can go in and make it feel like it's new again.
They're in love with it all over again, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It gives them
It's all
new
about
reason.
the experience.
Yep.
Gives the homeowner a really great experience.
If you were to sum it up in one word from your perspective after discussing it today that jumps out in your mind, what word would come to your mind?
Sleek.
Versatile.
Powerful.
Good word.